Grace Davis, and I am a singing superstar who is at a pivotal place in her career and life as she struggles to bring out the part of her that the world has never seen, that she's scared to share. It came to my attention, and the moment I read it, I was like, I'm getting this movie. To which I achieved my goal. Yeah. I've been working in TV for a long time, and I've had really extraordinary experiences and roles that I've been able to play for numerous years with great success. And there haven't been a lot of feature scripts that I've been interested in that I felt would allow me to stretch and fly and grow in ways that I don't already get a chance to. And this was one of them. The most sort of exciting part of it is working with this many women is really exciting to me, and feels really good in all the right ways. And creatively, there's a lot of synergy that's happening that I thrive on. And I am being asked to stretch in directions and in ways as a human being that I don't always get to do. And that's been really fun for me. The singing is something I've always wanted to do. I obviously come from a legacy of chanteuses. I come from a legacy of singing. And as a kid, it was something I always wanted to do. And I just kind of went in a different direction. But it was a big dream. And I had to face the dream and the fear all in one. And it's been great. It's been really exciting. I mean, obviously, Grace Davis is nothing like my mom, but it is a world that I know. So I haven't in any way, I'm not calling on anything other than the truth of what's been written on the page and being able to do that. But it is a world that is home for me. So it's been fun to share that. She's a woman that we all know. And I think at the core of this role, the thing that was so interesting to me is this was a woman who, like many women, have had to put their true selves aside in order to play the game, and in order to find the success that they want and deserve, they've had to turn off parts of themselves. And I think this is that turning point for this woman, where she can either keep going down the road she's been on, or she can actually let her heart fly, and let her passions be what they are, and let her secrets actually be her gifts. To be working with someone like Rodney, who is a seasoned pro, but also who has a heart of gold and is he's a champion. Like, once he gets you in there, it's you and him. There's other people in the studio, but that locked eye connection and the safety that he creates is a very special experience that I really enjoyed. So much great music in the film. And let me just say that Corinne Bailey Rae, who was a songwriter and singer that I loved and have loved and love, wrote one of the songs that I'm singing, Shut the Front Door. Aha! And then Sarah Aarons. Yeah, the music has been really beautiful and fun. It's been wonderful working with Dakota. She has a deep well of emotion that's always waiting at the surface. Ice Cube is fantastic. He, on the surface, is like this burly man that's got like prickles. He's like prickly, and he's like a mush ball. When you see those eyes, once you get in those eyes, you're done. And I feel like once Cube was cast and we started playing, it defined Grace. It's such an honor. I'm obsessed with him, and both his artistry, his politics, his heart, his way of being, and it's been really special being able to dance with him in a scene. My first connection to this project was the script written by Flora. And, she's a 27-year-old dynamo who wrote a great freaking script. And then, it was like her spec script, I think. I don't even, it was like, I'm just gonna, and we were like, nah. So I think she's someone we are gonna hear a lot from. She's also the best person in the world that I want in my corner for the rest of my life. Nisha Ganatra, our extraordinary director, who gives the best notes. She lets you do your thing as an actor. She'll just come over with a gentle, quiet nod. I think that's good. Yeah. Let's do it again. And then all of a sudden she'll give you this laser note that is a diamond in the rough that changes your whole performance. And it's been an honor and a treat working with Nisha.
When I first read the script, my heart fluttered and I laughed, and it is so smart, and Flora did an incredible job. I just thought it was perfect. Maggie is someone who exists within me and within a lot of people that I know. She's really intelligent and talented and super ambitious and full of dreams and kindness and life. And I really wanted to see a movie with that woman at the center of it. I think it's very powerful. I think it's a really great, it's a great role model for young women. And I think that she's funny and self-deprecating and always working harder, always trying to become better, whether it's a better person or a better musician or a better assistant. I just love music. I have my whole life. I love it almost more than I love movies, because I love it in purely an emotional way. I don't have any sort of technical attachment to music. And I've wanted to keep it that way because it informs everything I do. All of my work. When I watch a movie, I'm studying and I'm watching and I'm looking, I'm dissecting, I'm learning. But when I'm listening to music or watching music, it's purely emotional. It's an extremely visceral experience. So I had never really spent that much time learning. But it was weirdly it kind of just came together pretty quickly, the piano. I'm not great at it at all, but I learned these songs, and thankfully I think they might be pretty easy ones, so I got lucky. Tracee is really incredible. She is super talented and super smart and super kind, and she has been prepping so much for this film and has really transformed into a full-blown icon. And it's so cool to see. She's totally embodied the whole character, perfectly. I think she's really, truly done a perfect job. Zoe Chow is I think in my life, outside of movies, one of the greatest gifts I've received. She's a magnificent creature. I love her so much. This is my second time working with Ice Cube, and he, in both movies, hates me. And it makes me laugh so much. And I think that perhaps I'll just continue that thread throughout my career, and maybe in, 7 years from now, we'll do another movie where his character hates my character. But off camera, I really love him. He's so sweet and so loving, and He's a great actor, and he's so funny. He says things that are out of control funny. And I could watch it and listen to it all day. Diplo made a surprise appearance and was so amazing. He was such a professional. It was like he's been an actor his whole life. It was shocking. Very, very funny and ridiculous. And we made him say, like, really insane things. And he did, and didn't even bat an eye, and it was great.
The story is about an assistant to a superstar entertainer, you know, big-time diva, played by Tracee Ellis Ross. I play her manager, Jack. And they've been together for a long time. And this assistant is really an undercover producer. And she's really using this assistant gig to secretly become a producer. And, you know, it's kind of her trying to navigate this world and, you know, the hell of being an assistant to a diva-like superstar, at the same time trying to reach her dreams of actually doing music and not just being an assistant. The role is great for me because I've seen all types of managers through my career. And, you know, some of them have bigger personalities than the acts that they're managing. So that's the kind of manager I wanted to be, a guy who damn near thinks he's the star. You know, he dresses sharp every day, and he's ready for success, and he's putting a lot of pressure on her to keep the gravy train going and not try something new. So one of those managers who have way too much influence over the artists. And so I knew I could play the role, and I knew I could enhance what was there, hopefully make him pop off the screen a little bit. I've been a fan of Tracee for a long time. I always thought she, you know, was very funny. You know, has a great presence. I used to watch her show Girlfriends. I thought it was very well put together. And, you know, she seems to find these great projects, you know, being on Blackish. So to work with her, I was, you know, pretty stoked about it. The fact that Tracee sounds so good singing was another reason I did the movie. You know, the movie is great, but the music has to be, you know, just as good as the script. And it is, you know, it's great songs. Tracee sounds great. She sounds like she's been singing forever. And so the music, you know, being produced well, to me, was a big deal.
It was so specific. It was like, you know, David's black, and Tracee's character is written that way, and I was like, that's different. I've never experienced that before, so I was immediately interested, and I was like, this would be fun, but like, no one's gonna cast me because I'm not a singer. So, yeah, I auditioned, and I really wanted it, and then I didn't hear anything, and it was a long process, and eventually I got the part. And I was sitting at dinner doing press, and I was so excited. I almost wanted to cry because the Beyonce doc just came out, Homecoming came out, and I was like, pop star, yes. The process with Rodney Jerkins, who was our producer, Dark Child, was our producer, was really helped me kind of find David's voice and even my own voice. Tracee says it best. She was like, sometimes it feels like the little children inside of us. You know, she says the little girl inside of me is like screaming like, yes! Because, you know, my parents are musicians. I come from New Orleans, so my dad's a jazz saxophonist and my mom's a jazz vocalist. And so music has been in my life and my family. I played jazz piano and trumpet. But like singing for real was like a dream of mine, but I didn't get a chance to do it. It didn't really work out for me. So to kind of to do that with Rodney, who's a professional, and to kind of encourage me and empower me and show me all these other artists and all these tools to kind of just let it all out was freeing, honestly. She wants the world to know that she's stronger than she's ever been. And it was so personal to her and even me. And we kind of shared this similar journey with like parents being musicians. And, you know, I mean, her parents are very, very successful musicians. You know, mine are, you know, not the same, but, you know, I respect them. They're great. But to kind of take that and we've kind of took a different route and started acting, and that became our outlet, our thing that made us to experience this is different. It's very vulnerable, and it was nice to do that together because we just kind of fed off of each other. Because I played jazz piano and trumpet, it did give me a little bit of background into like what, you know, music and what that process is like and creating. And I recorded some songs like the Marsalis Family, and like I've been in the studio before, but it's just not the same when, you know, you have someone as great as they are doing something very specific and they're there to kind of guide you, and you know that like this is not about you. Whereas I'm supposed to be like an actual artist who's confident or coming into his confidence about who he is and writing songs. It was very specific, but it gave me the understanding of the world. And I could kind of take these references and pulls from my life growing up as a kid and reference, you know, I watched a lot of videos as well of like Anderson .Paak and the Young Bridges and Daniel Caesar and Gary Clark Jr. And like these were like those four guys that I kind of just pulled from. So even understanding their life and like the things that influenced them and their background and you know, for Daniel Caesar, it was like growing up in the church, and I had that reference to kind of personalize for myself. So it was all these small little details that kind of worked out for me coming from the family I did. I really loved Chemistry. It's the song I play for Maggie in the car, in my house when she comes to my party, and then she eventually remixes it in the car, and the remix is so good, and the song itself is so good. And I wish I could remember who wrote it, but it's just like, it's like my type of song. I don't know, it's really sexy and kind of cool, but like kind of got a soulful vibe. And track 8 is fun, and there's a song that didn't make the movie that's so good. Honestly, all the songs they're just good writers. And Rodney, man. I'm not a comedian, so I do indie dramas. So to be on a set with like Nisha, who's done almost every comedy, sitcom, or show that we love, and her expertise and her knowledge and her love for the craft is amazing. So it's like she's so giving and so patient with me. To be with Tracee, who is a comedic genius actually, and see how compassionate and patient she is with me as well. It's just to watch all of that happen and to see them kind of take Dakota, who is just a chameleon, and just to kind of work with Tracee and Nisha, and effortlessly we all just kind of come in and we just flow, and it's just nice to watch, and it's an experience I've never had before, and I'm just grateful that I got to be a part of it. So I mean, Ali and Tim Bevan and all those guys too, like the fact that they trusted me to do this is incredible, and I'm just grateful.
Where's the buzz?
Oh, yeah.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.
Where is the buzz?
Ooh.